Perfect. Perfect.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. First off the bat here, let me just say, if any of this looks funny or sounds funny, we got a new camera. My old one was really old. It was a hand-me-down. And it wasn't until I did my Christmas video where, you know, we showed the tree and everything, I realized how bad it was. So we upgraded a little bit. Before we get into anything else, we got a shop card shout out. If you'd like one of mine, my email will be in the description below. This time we got one from Manny Scale Modeling. Really cool card. There's some really cool builds on there. Manny, appreciate you swapping cards with me. Appreciate the words on the back. He also sent a sticker. We like our stickers. Manny, you'll go on the Refrigerator of Fame. There'll be a link down below for Manny's channel. I'm relatively new to his channel, but from what I have seen, he does some really great work over there. So y'all check him out if you hadn't already. Now, let's get into why we're here. Got an update on my Bootleggers Ball video, or build. That's being put on by Tiffany over at Dirt Road Cinderella and Kyle at RKD Scaleworks. Their links will be down below, as well as Josh Reese from BCG Resins. Speaking of him, we did pick up some parts for this build. I picked up a bunch of stuff, just a little odd and end stuff. So don't pay attention to what these bags say. I kind of took what I wanted for this build out of the bags and condensed it down to one or two. But we got a really cool steering wheel there that we're going to stick in this build. Wheelwood master cylinder. Probably not going to use the booster. Probably just use the booster that's already on the firewall. But we got the master cylinder. If it'll focus in on that, it may not. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, we picked all that up. You guys know we're doing the supercharged Coyote in this thing, so we're going to have to build our own exhaust. So we picked up a couple different mufflers. These are all still in the bag because I don't know if I need the center in offset out or the center in center out. I'll have to see when we start building it. To go along with our Go Fast parts, we got a nitrous bottle with the bracket. So not only are we going to be supercharged, we're also going to have Go Gas. So that's really cool. The other thing we're doing on this build that we picked up from Josh is in our interior, which we've just got kind of mocked together right now. Let's see if we can get it to focus on that shifter. Yeah, there we go. We just kind of got it white puttied in there to make sure we had room for everything. Because we're going to have a Tremake 5-speed behind our Coyote engine. So we needed a shifter for that. Seats and everything are just kind of sitting in here. Spent yesterday with the ice and snowstorm that's come through. Number one, finishing up removing the trim on the body, which we'll show you in a second. Number two, taking stuff off the trees, sanding off flash. There's a lot of flash on this kit for whatever reason. But sanding off flash, test fitting stuff. We got some of our suspension together. the major parts that the wheels connect to, because I want to set the stance on this thing. There's not a whole lot I can do with the front because of the way the twin I-beams work. If we go too low with the front, the I-beams are going to hit the cross member, so the front may stay alone, but I want to make sure it's not too high in the back. If anything, I'd prefer it to be leveled. So we got all this white glued together, setting up drying, so I can stick my wheels in the body and the interior tub on here and see where we're at nose and rear height wise. So we got that done. Speaking of the wheels, we started on focus. We started on drilling our wheels out because the brakes I use take a 2mm pin through the middle. So we got a 2mm hole. We'll drill 2mm holes into the mounting tabs on there in the center of that, so we'll have some way to stick our wheels on. PSA resin 3D printed parts drill really easily. If we can get it to focus, because I actually broke through the cap on this one. Let's get a focus on it. There we go. You can see where it broke through the cap. So I got to print another wheel, but I can't do that right now because my printer's down, because the motherboard gave out. I'm waiting on it to get here from China. But the fact that I was trying to drill in the middle of these things and busted the cap out tells me I was in the middle. It's crazy because that was like the third one that I was doing. The first two went great, and the fourth one went great. I don't know what happened with that one. But as soon as we get the printer back going, we'll print up another one. If you saw my intro video, you know I said we had to remove all the side trim, all the body mold and side trim. Come on. You can do it. There we go. We've got that done. We've got it finished, sanded down to the point that I'm going to need to put a guide coat on it and see where we go from there. We also removed the chrome trim from the fender wells. These trucks didn't have that either. So the bed and the cab, like I said, I'm to the point I need a guide coat on it so I can kind of see where I'm at. We also removed the fender badging. That's just a personal preference. They did have the F-150 emblems on them, but I think it looks better without them. This is sanded all the way up to 2500. We used files to remove it as far down as I felt comfortable. Then we went back with sanding sticks and removed everything from there. The finish sanding that has been done has all been done by hand with wet dry sandpaper. So my plan is just get a guide coat in the areas that I hit when I was sanding. Make sure we don't have any gouges or anything. If we do, fix them and go from there. Then we can scuff the whole body, get it ready for primer. We've also gone through and gotten all the engine parts and the tires and wheels and all the stuff we're not going to use out of the kit. Salvage what parts we wanted, put them away. So yeah, we're coming right along with it. And yes, I know this truck was an automatic, and if you look down in there, it's only got 2 pedals, but you're not gonna see it once it's in there. And I can't remove them because if I do, it's gonna leave big holes in the floor pan, and I'm not dealing with all that after I've dealt with all that, removing all that trim. so don't come at me. Like I said, guys, if you want a shop card, email will be down below. I will leave links to Manny, Kyle, and Tiffany, and Josh down below as well. Want to thank them for putting on this group build. Hopefully the next time you see this thing, we'll have some primer on some parts. Once I get my ride height set, I can pull all the suspension back apart, white glue my engine together, see what I'm going to have to do to make it fit. Got a feeling we're going to have to do some work on this frame, but we'll see. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And like I said, if anything's wrong with any of this, video, sound, anything, please let me know. I tried to play with this camera some to make sure I was good, but you never know till you actually shoot a video. So that's all I got for tonight, guys, or today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by. Like always, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.